Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As you can see, we finally got our webcam situation situated and fixed. So, before we get into the actual lore and story and background and wonderful amazingness of the Primus campaign, I just want to say that I, for many, 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 many months, have been considering some gameplay changes and rule changes to try and streamline and to smooth out some of the things that I consider to be issues with the format, especially since the original Magasean rule set was heavily based off of 3.5 as I had always run it, which was already a modified version of 3.5. And that involves a great deal of complexity, which is great for something like a video game where that stuff can be calculated like that. But when you're doing pen and paper, it does tend to slow things down a bit, and it does tend to lead to, hang on, let me check, kind of moments, right? So, we're rolling out a couple of changes now. There might be a couple of changes in the future. The one thing I will tell you right now that will not be changing is magic. I'm really happy with magic. So, mana cost, the meta magic feats, and spells are completely unchanged. But we're going to be doing a couple of things. A lot of this has been borrowed from 5th edition. I want to give credit to Third over here, who's playing Snarg, because he actually has been really pushing for a 5th edition centric thing for a while now. Every week he's been like, "Hey, Harsh, are you doing 5th edition yet?" I've been, "No, not yet." He's like, "Okay, but you should do 5th edition next week." And I'm like, "Okay." Slight exaggeration. But here's the rollout of what we're going to be doing. So, first of all, we have ejected skills in their entirety. They're gone. Skills no longer are a thing. There's going to be some rebalancing and some rejiggering. This is not actually taking place today, because there's going to have to be some readjustment of the character sheets, which I'm going to be doing in my copious free time. But, so skills don't exist anymore. Instead, it will all be attribute-based. So rather than rolling deception, it'll be rolling charisma. Rather than rolling awareness, you'll be rolling wisdom. Rather than rolling acrobatics, you'll be rolling dexterity, and so forth and so on. Straight checks. Now, obviously, this means we're squishing the DCs quite a bit. So right now, for example, and I can tell you this from personal experience, my dear sister over there has had deception checks of like 50 DC. People who are really, really good at deceiving, right? That's going to be squished down a lot, to the point where that 50 would probably be closer to, like, say, 24, off the top of my head. And so she'd have to beat a 24 rather than a 50, okay? So that's going to be the first change. The second change is we're adding something that I had an idea of, that I actually really like this idea, personally. What?
Oh, wait, never mind. You were fixing things.
So the next thing I'm implementing is what I like to call career points. This is, and when I actually write down the rule set to distribute, which I kind of hope to do someday, the career points are not going to be defined on purpose. The whole point is for the GM to reward the players for being creative, for being experienced, for trying new things, for doing new things. So, for example, I could go to Snarg and say, "Snarg, you've been doing tons and tons of stuff with your geomancy. Here is a free attribute point that you can distribute into, intelligence or wisdom, for example. Sis, Zerial, you've been doing so much deception lately. I'm just going to go ahead and flat give you a bonus to your charisma to reflect how much of the spy trade you've been doing," and so forth and so on. These are designed to be malleable by default, to try and reward players and to try and ensure that they are still specialized in something. Most of the time, the idea would be to give them a choice, like I mentioned earlier with Snark, int or Wiz, or with Guido, you want to put something in strength or constitution, something like that. The other thing we're changing, this is pretty much copy-paste out of 5th edition, is we're completely revamping how we're doing the feat system. So every so many levels, I'm going to have to do some balanced path math on this, so that's another reason we're not doing this right now. But every so many levels, you get a level boost, okay? This level boost can be either an attribute point of your choice to put into any of your 6 attributes, which effectively increases, your skills, in other words, your skill capacity, or you get to pick a feat. And these feats will be stronger than the 3.5 equivalent feats, because 3.5 equivalent feats are about here in strength. We're going to want something closer to like here in strength, so 2 to 2.5 times as strong. And the thing is, feats for that don't actually exist because of how customized the setting in and because of how 5th edition kind of focuses its thing over there. But these feats are designed to be basically anything but skills, because if you wanted to improve your skills, you just take the attribute point, right? So instead, you choose something that either gives you a completely non-stat-like bonus, and Snarg gave an excellent example.
And Z's taking it.
And Z's probably taking it. I forget the exact specifics right now, but basically...
I didn't. You walk around, you're in common clothes, and people have a hard time remembering your face unless they really, really think about it, and other stuff.
Yes, so like...
You blend into the crowd.
Yeah, so absolutely no stat bonus whatsoever there, but still a definite bonus that is significant, a little situational, but still very significant. Or, the other thing that a feat could be
what
is...
you're talking about, I will wear common clothes all the time. My own party members won't even know I'm there.
The other thing...
I already don't.
The other
Yeah, Guido can't see me anyways. Oh, you should tell him about Guido's.
The other thing a feat could be is very combat-oriented. In other words, well, Guido mentioned earlier concern he doesn't want to lose his boost to crit. Well, boosting, your flat damage, boosting...
That's not the one you talked about.
Hang on.
Guido is going to
Hang on.
automatically be given a feat wherein he has a minus 10 to his awareness, to his wisdom checks to see people that are hitting him. But at the same time, anyone who's trying to hit him in combat has a minus 10 to being able to hit.
I call it total obliviousness. But in addition to that, there would also be the more pure combat-oriented things. In other words, something along the lines of greater chance to crit, or increased chance to bloody an enemy. It's something, I don't know, I'd come up with stuff. But the point is to be some kind of significant boost to your combat potential, either in melee or magic or whatever. And therefore, so the idea here being that each one of these level boosts, you get to pick, something non-stat wise, something skill wise, or something combat wise, in order to pursue your particular character progression. Give you a little more customization to make you vary it out a bit, to reduce homogenization, that kind of a thing. So that's going to be the plan going forward.
We'll tell you more when it goes live.
I'll tell you more when it goes live. I'm going to chop this off here in certain ways. And I'm going to toss up just this section for the forum campaign as a quick and easy way of letting them know what's going on with that. But for the rest of you who's joining us for the actual session today, welcome to the session. Now, as you may or may not be aware, Snarg and Guido have been off doing incredibly colorful things.
So is Z.
Z has also been doing things off camera, although I know everything she's been doing, obviously, because I was jamming it.
Because...
So we're at Danby's outpost. Now, Zerial has just translated back to her airship, and we're going to have to skip over about 12 hours of action for Zerial.
No, we're not.
Okay, so Zerial does stuff for 12 hours, and then...
And then she comes back.
So now that our technical difficulties are settled, so Snarg and Guido, you are back at the Maiden's Deceit, which, having just accomplished your objectives, don't forget you still have 2 daggers, which you have yet to identify.
Yes.
And in addition to that, you are... I don't know what else you're doing, to be completely honest with you. Like, that's up to you. But when you get back to the ship, Zerial has literally just shown back up, having just done whatever it is she was doing. She looks a little freaked out for some reason.
Huh. You'll never guess what we did today.
Oh, you'll never guess what I learned today.
You first.
No, your all's adventures are always so much more entertaining. Please, share.
Well, so we got a message from a reliable source about someone who is committing crimes.
Reliable source? Who? Because I see Guido over there.
Guido, in character, in the background, is going...
No, we knew who they were. And
you knew who they were, so who are they?
I'm having trouble remembering, because that was about, a month ago.
No, it's not a big deal. You should just let it go.
Was it, Airfall?
No, it was Vesmora. It was the Scions. The Derricos, excuse me.
Vesmora. From Vesmora. We knew who they were.
Is she talking in your head again?
No. Jack sent the letter. This
You actually have the dossier on you, if you want to just show it to her.
Oh yeah. See?
And it is very extensive, very professional. It's like this thick. It's got tons of info in there.
Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do with that, as soon as he hands it to me, is we're gonna do a watch a face thing, a check of some kind.
Well, now this is a good time to kind of get into the flow of the new system. So this would
you haven't
be.
redone it yet.
But this would be an int check in the future.
Yes, this would be an int check in the future.
I just realized I didn't get my dice out. I am the best GM ever.
I'm using the Dungeons and Dragons
Well, I'll
dice
go ahead and
roller
roll it. It's 20.
webpage.
Oh my god. It's amazing. This is hard to reach.
My roll was a 16. But what I'm looking at here is I'm basically looking to see if this is magic stuff.
Okay.
So what roll would that be? Because I can't think right now.
It'd be Cyclops roll.
Yes. It would be you could try weaving or spellcraft.
Okay, so it would be spellcraft, which is a plus 25, which makes that a 41.
Remember what I was just mentioning a few minutes ago? So after your extensive... Hey, I found my one ring. I guess you can't see this. It's okay. Mordor's
Not as
safe.
good as the 2 ring.
That's true. And the 3 ring's amazing. So you have discovered that this piece of paper and everything within it is 100% non-magical.
Okay, so how did he verify that where it was from? That's the first thing I do is I'm going to interrupt Snarg and whatever he says after it was a reliable source, and then continues on with his story and say, "There's nothing magical about this. How did you verify where it's from?"
There is something that I actually forget about how it was delivered.
Well, it showed up on your front door, literally taped to it. But in addition to that, it had information that you shouldn't be able to gain through normal means.
Oh no, and she told me in my bedroom.
Oh yeah.
So she talked
just lost
to
the one
you
ring.
in your head and said she sent you a letter and it was on the front door.
Mm-hmm. Guido saw it too, and if he saw it, you know it's real.
He saw the letter on the front door.
He saw the stuff.
He didn't see the person talking in your head.
I should hope not.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a little creepy.
Snark, are you going to get to a point where you start thinking that maybe somebody talking to you in your head, you should be a little skeptical about them? I mean, look at this. This kind of information.
Admittedly, the information did pan out.
It was true.
This is way too much. I'm not getting that. I'm saying I think you guys were set. Wait a second. Zagmus, what's his name?
Who's?
The dude's name? The dude.
Oh.
The dude that they went after.
I have to actually look that up. Even though he's a major character in the lore, I don't remember his name right now. Give me just a moment.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm making you look it up, because...
Give me just a moment. I will look it up. Then
Was it Denarus or...
Is it like Matthew or something?
No, that was a different... Matthew was the one that was in charge of the little crime ring. That I kind of killed by burning him to death.
Massive. Yes, kind of.
Well, no, he didn't die. We managed to put him out in time. And that wasn't my fault. Magic wasn't working right.
Alonzo of Firebeard.
Wait.
Oh, that's right.
Guys, don't tell me you guys attacked Alonzo of Firebeard.
Hide daggers behind my back real quick.
Are you serious? Do you know who he is?
Actually, yes.
Attacked is such a
definitive
term.
Do you realize that you have made us enemies of the entire freaking flock?
He was doing terrible things.
It's the bloody flock!
He killed
You
Relith.
just made enemies of an entire assassin's group!
They're doing terrible things. What was I supposed to do?
No, they're not! They're doing legal things! They're killing people legally! There's a whole system in place just because you...
Actually,
if I may, correct me if I'm wrong, Zagmus, wasn't it the flock that took out the contract on him?
No, this is an illegal assassination.
No. The flock...
what you guys did was illegal.
Now,
It was
There
not.
was something about it that
Well, this would
thought.
be a good time to bring out the envelope.
The guy was doing illegal assassinations. Magus told me about it. Anyway, let me finish my role playing. The flock, it's what they do is legal. It's not, he's killing people. Yes, they're killing people. It's not bad. Just because you grew up out in the middle of nowhere, Stonehold, where everybody gets, in trouble for everybody and the strongest wins, does not mean that we don't have a system. You can't just go kill people because they killed people.
But this was an illegal one.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
We need a
what you
reason to
did
kill
was
people?
illegal.
No, we got permission from Danby.
Danby. You act like Danby is an official thing that you can go through to do assassination.
Well, the place is named after him.
I ought to take you back to Stonehold and just drop you in the river.
Stonehole is destroyed.
It's not destroyed.
Well,
Practically is.
You will be fine. I'm sure there's still some people out there. Maybe I'll drop you off with some centaurs. What were you saying?
But we got a trail.
You act like that's going to make it okay. You attacked the leader of an assassin group.
He's still out there.
By the way, who does legal assassinations, and you think there's no going to be... Did you at least disguise yourself?
How?
Tell me you didn't walk in there and introduce yourselves.
I don't think we did. I mean, as soon as we asked him what he was doing, he pretty much jumped out the window.
Well, yeah, he's an assassin. We don't really like talking to people.
And so we beat him down.
You beat up the leader of the bloodied flock.
Yeah, we've got his daggers.
I remember how we got in. Yes.
We walked in.
yeah,
No,
you
we
literally
knocked the door and
knocked
walked
on the
in.
door, and Guido lied through his teeth.
It was the. We'd like to talk to you about the religion thing. I can't remember what it was.
The something about Canada Dry.
Yeah, we don't actually lie to someone. It's funny. Actually, he does that a lot now that I think about it.
It just doesn't succeed normally.
Well, no, he's like Dread Pilot Roberts or something to some people.
let me get this straight. You walked up to the leader of the bloodied flock's door, knocked on it,
we
told
didn't know
him
it's the
that you
leader of the
wanted to
bloodied
sell
flock.
him Canada Dry. He let you inside. You asked him what he was up to, and he jumped out a window, so you decided to attack him?
It's our Lord and Savior, Canada Dry.
Yes, very different. Much better.
You wanted to sell him your Lord and Savior Canada Dry.
Yes, we wanted to sell him on Canada Dry being the Lord and Savior. Yes, it worked too. He let us in.
And he's totally guilty.
Of what?
Killing
You think
people
just-
illegally.
You think just because he ran away from people that were looking into his business when he's an assassin and lives off of staying in the shadows, that him running away from you makes him guilty?
If you are not guilty, why did you run? No.
I know a lot of people who would be extremely pissed off about that statement because it's obvious why you would run. I mean, for God's sake, look at the Winter Soldier. They weren't even going to give him a trial.
Please, Zariel, we're talking real life here, not fiction, okay?
Fiction is based off of real life in most circumstances. I'm sure there are plenty of real life examples. Wait, am I talking to the voice in my head again?
Yes.
I don't know. In my opinion, if you're paid by some noble to kill somebody because I hate him, it's not okay in my books. That wasn't
are you
even a
talking
posted
about?
assassination. He took money under the table.
What are they called?
They're called writs.
Okay, a writ to kill someone, you have to take the fucking magistrate with you to the assassination so that they can supervise the thing.
He didn't do that.
What do you mean he didn't do that? They all do that. That's procedure.
Nope.
How do
He
you
just
know?
walked in there and killed him.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we do.
How?
Because we talked to
Were
the
you
person
there?
in charge of the place.
The person in charge of what place?
The constable.
Yeah. Nobody knew about this.
What are you talking about?
Nobody knew you.
I know it's been a month, but just to remind you, it was almost perfectly stated or shown that it would have been just a natural causes death, if not for the fact that someone had killed his reed shark in the front door. You remember that?
Yes. I mean, he wasn't even making it look like an assassination. He was trying to cover it up.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Was this before or after you went and tried to assassinate the guy?
Before.
Before. And we weren't assassinating him, we were going to capture him. But he happened to have a teleport in his teeth.
Teleport. Teleport doesn't exist. You mean an exit spell?
Probably.
Whatever it's called. Like, he was invisible and we caught him.
You know what? When you guys go get killed by the Bloody Fought for being stupid, it'll be fine. I will make it work. We have bigger things on our plate right now. We're about ready to go into a whole goddamn continent-wide war because people are stupid and they don't do what I tell them to do.
Aren't we already in a continent-wide war?
No, we're not. The show is not involved. Osteth is not involved. Right now we're in a war between Al-Jalima and their multitude of states and Nevarian
Alluvia.
What he said.
And people not
Navare.
doing what Zuriel says is a new thing?
Well,
Sorry.
Mr. Smarty Pants, the Gotroth, you got your wish. The Gotroth have rejoined the Osteth Republic, and you know what? Their next step is to take over the world. Congratulations. Fresh news right out of the Senate. I can drop you off if you want to verify it.
Well,
I'm just wondering how this is going to be any worse.
Well, Osteth has now joined the war.
That's a slight exaggeration.
Okay, yeah, that is a slight exaggeration. They're joining the war in like 3 years.
When they're ready.
When they're ready. But still, their goal, when they join the war, is to take over the world. Well, the continent.
That seems to be kind of a far leap for Osteth.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you add Gotroth into the middle of Osteth normal, slow thinking. Although there's a Mite that kind of let it into it, and she's already been on the Senate for a while.
Small point of note, it's Gotrock.
Gotrock, whatever.
I'm just saying for our viewers so they don't
Shut
get
up, head.
Boogie,
You complain about me talking to people in my head.
Well, the talking in my head is something that you can't ignore. Because it's this man called DM. He's actually
a Murloc.
not even covertly in charge of all of us.
Uh-huh.
He's in charge of all the enemies, too. Honestly, we should probably kill the guy in my head.
Ugh.
I can't, I don't have a dossier on him.
You don't have a dossier on that other guy, either.
Yeah, he did. It's right here. Well, you took it from me, but...
This is a bunch of information that shouldn't even exist in normal hands. I don't even want to know what the stupid Daracost had to go through to get this, because this is way too much information on one person. I mean, how did you know he was going to... I'm flipping through it as I'm yelling at this. It's like you knew exactly where he was, not even like 30 minutes after he finished with this supposedly illegal, supposed assassination.
No, we did some investigation. It wasn't like they just told us to go there.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah,
walk
his
in on a
location was
guy.
not in the dossier.
His
You actually
full
had to track him.
description- His full description is in there. The only reason that you could have tracked this guy at all is because you basically have a picture of him in here.
His
That's
real
true.
his real
He was
name and a
disguised,
bu-
but we found him anyway.
I've worked with this guy for years. Well, not specifically with him, but I've worked with that organization for years. I have never seen his face.
Yeah, he was disguised.
You probably have seen his face.
It's quite possible I have seen him in a disguise. But still, they should not have this kind of information.
They do. They probably have more.
Clearly, and you're not suspicious in the least, which is what makes me so frustrated about this, because people that have this kind of information have an agenda.
Can I DM rule something real quick?
Yes.
I would love it if the three of you were having this conversation walking through the corridors of the ship.
You know,
Well,
why
yeah,
not?
because he's pacing.
Because then you're going to come by Snarg's door and there's going to be another dossier packet on it.
Well, wouldn't we be headed towards the bridge?
How did they get in my ship? How the fuck did they get in my ship? Have you been letting my ship land again? Push the
It's
button.
landed right now.
How did it?
No, it's literally how they deliver mail.
It landed.
It's at Danby's. The ship is docked at Danby's.
Where the hell are we?
All right, Danby's. You've been here before.
Why are we at Danby's?
Because that's where he was.
Hold on. I'm going to take off sprinting down the hall, down the...
Have you completely forgotten the entire conversation that we've just been having for the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, how did you think they got to Danby's?
It hadn't occurred to me how they got to Danby's.
They walked in a day to Danby's
They
outpost.
ran really fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jumped
They got
really
this
high.
brand new feat instead of an attribute up, which is you can run at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I am going to go, I am running, I am literally, I just stop mid-sentence after screaming at them. I don't know, it didn't occur to me how you managed to get to Danby's yet. And I go sprinting down to the deck, at which point are you guys following me?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna grab the dossier first, and
Good plan. Good plan.
Um,
I'm going to have ripped that off the wall and be taking it with me, because that's part of what I did whenever I said, how the fuck did they get in my ship?
Language. God.
Wait, I want to see it.
He's mad. No, I'm running off down the
Wait,
hall.
Snarg, you can roll dexterity, or
Oh man.
in this case, sleight of hand, or deafness, excuse me, in order to try and snatch it from her so you can read it while she's charging down the halls angry.
Hold on.
Sis, you get to roll opposed deafness.
Yep.
Where's my deftness? Oh, there it is.
This is
So
exactly
I'm
what I was just
following?
talking about. We could
Yes.
just do a dexterity check, and this would be so much smoother.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Well, I rolled a 15, which makes it a 22.
I can't.
So Snarg's like, ugh, and just nothing.
Hey, wait, I wanted to...
What is
didn't read
Guido, what are you saying?
Zan said she was running, or I'm sorry, Zuriel said she was running down the hall.
Yeah.
I'm following, but I'm not running. No.
Meandering after them.
I'm in no rush.
You know, it would be funny. I'm just picturing Snarg keeping pace with me as I'm pacing around through the ship, and Guido just kind of walking, kind of meandering behind us.
Yeah, so
the
this
ship
is them,
actually,
and he's
I have
like-
to run. Yeah, so I have to turn around, and so here's Guido, and you know, we're over here, and then all of a sudden I see this thing, and I just go bolting back that way.
So
I
Guido just
scroll
casually
down.
turns around, continues to follow.
Yeah. So I'm going down to the deck, whatever the heck it's called, where the
Bridge?
captain's seat is. The bridge. Thank you. And I am going to very angrily be yelling about the fact that neither Snarg nor Guido get to determine locations of the ship unless I'm here anymore, and that it's not allowed to land unless, you know, because fucking people aren't allowed to be on my ship without my permission, and how did this even get here?
Ma'am, the doors have been shut since before
I don't believe you. The only way that would have been able to happen is if a Desolate had been on board, and we need some kind of scanner to see if people teleport on here.
Well, if we ever get around to those modifications for the ship, we can try adding a scanner, ma'am.
Well, we didn't
Oh,
have the...
I know where to get one.
I'm not taking anything from a doggone Daracost.
No, it's not Daracost. It's the Desolate Secret Police. They're in show. They're not Desolate or Daracost. They got scanners. I'm sure they'd sell us one.
Guido, I can't believe you went along with this. Stomp, 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 back to my quarters.
She left the dossier behind.
No, she took it with her. She's going to read it.
Well, you two can get some rest if you want, or you can hit the kitchen. It's up to you.
I'm assuming I'm not tired.
No.
Well, I guess we're not going over to the other town.
Well, you know, not being able to fly the
let's-
ship is going to be it's going to complicate things a bit.
It's
Go
okay.
get your own ship.
Well, I mean,
Good.
If you want to get super technical, they could probably confiscate the directorate ship. But I'd really rather you not do that because I don't want you to split the party yet again. So the GM is going to rule that you don't get to do that.
Well, I mean, if we can't fly, I could always teleport us.
That's true. That's an option.
All of us.
You should take all. Yeah, you should all go as one.
Good.
I like that idea.
I don't know. Yours seems to take a lot longer.
It's a slow teleport. Zerial.
I guess I'll just go back to my room and we take off because apparently we're grounded or something.
Well, I'd say go talk to Zerial and see, what's in the dossier.
All right.
I mean, just because she went to her room doesn't mean,
Zerial,
Right.
you're poring over the dossier here. It's like, It's all sorts of information about a planned assassination on a few individuals. And you're looking over it and you're like, this is odd. These people sound familiar. I feel like I should do an int check right now. Only I had dice that I could roll to do an int check.
I have dice. It's called digital dice.
Digital dice to do an int check on.
Find traps. What?
Holy shit! I rolled a 20.
You suddenly remember exactly who these people are. So here's the thing. The dossier details a assassination / sabotage / assault that's going to be done on some kind of diplomatic meeting. And it doesn't know the full details of it. The dossier doesn't mention that. It just mentions the intended targets. It takes you a moment to realize, but with your int check, you remember exactly who the intended targets are. One of them is the regional director for the directorate. The other one is the head honcho, one of the sentinels, for the Viosians.
Push the button on my thing again. And I'm going to teleport.
To where?
Back to the... well, fuck, I can't teleport directly into that room.
Language!
Well, Frel, I can't teleport directly into that room.
I feel like Apple is on.
Back over to Urak.
Okay, so Zerial, you approach Zerial's cabin, and you hear, Frel, and then...
And you hear the teleport noise.
Yes.
Doc.
No, you heard the teleport noise. You're well aware of what happened.
I mean,
I know, just making sure. Then open the door.
there's no Zerial.
Did you leave the dossier?
Nope.
Well,
I'm taking it with me as proof, because I'm getting ready to go report in.
I guess you just left to go somewhere. So, where are we off to, Guido?
No!
Remember, she said as long as she's on the ship.
That's true.
No,
That-
I said
no,
they're
no,
to only
that's-
take orders from me.
No, they'll totally finagle it. What are you doing, sis? Come on.
I told you I'm going to go report in, hand over the documents so that they can do whatever's necessary.
These are fraudulent. There's no way anyone would know about this meeting.
Yeah, well, they also shouldn't have known where, what's his name again?
Alonzo of Firebeard.
Where Alonzo of Firebeard was
Who's
5
it?
minutes after an assassination.
But no,
But
this
they
isn't-
did.
This isn't how. No, look, ma'am. I appreciate you're very enthusiastic about serving the Viosians, and we're very appreciative of it. But there's no way. Okay, we have a very secret location that's actually happening at sea.
Very well.
I mean, if you want to try and assist in security, be our guest.
Let me assist in security, please.
Sure. Why don't you go get your other 2 party members? See, stop splitting the party. And then,
Please see to it that these documents are destroyed.
but that seems counterproductive, ma'am. Wouldn't you want to use these for the information?
I mean, yes, I'm
They
going to
have
use
them.
these for the information that's in them. But I've
Which-
already read it, Mr. DM. And I don't forget things.
Fine. You commit them to memory,
And then destroy them.
and then the documents are tossed into a paper shredder. I mean, that's just 100% way to get rid of a document, right?
No, I'm going to burn them to death.
So
With
right,
fire.
It is a living document.
so so right about this point in time, I just want to slot people into position. Love the cup. Guido and Snarg are at the bridge trying to convince the helmsman. Now that she's not on the ship, I mean, we could start heading south in order to deal with this. I'm just saying. And that's when Zerial pops in.
As I was saying, it's a good thing that you're keeping up your orders. And absolutely refusing to let the ship take off. It's a good test. Oh, where's the dossier?
Oh, I went to verify some information on it. It wanted us to do guard duty.
Okay. Seems a little strange. For what?
Some very important figures doing a very important meeting.
Oh. Who's that?
You haven't told them about the alliance yet.
That's a good point.
I just feel like pointing that
It's a
out.
potential alliance to help out Al Jalima.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I love it.
It's going to be at sea.
That's a really weird place.
Well, they were concerned about possible, people interrupting it and assassinate, because it's going to be some very important figures.
Wait, does this have to do with Alonso again?
No, this has nothing to do with Alonso.
You said assassinations.
Yes, they're concerned about people trying to assassinate them. Not legally.
But again, never mind.
Not all
What?
assassinations happen.
Hey, to
through
change the
the
subject,
flock.
you want to identify these? By the way,
Are these Alonso's daggers?
Yes, we took them from him.
Okay, I'm going to put them in my bag. We don't really have time for this right now. I'll look at them later.
Okay.
No. No, we don't.
What's happening? Sorry. I mean, you could ID them right now. It's all good.
Shh. Shh.
Wasn't third or wasn't Snarg setting those up as like one of them as his primary weapon or something?
I didn't know what they were, so I don't know.
Yeah, you hadn't ID'd them yet.
Shh. They're going in my bag.
Um,
I'm
guys,
not going to
not
give them back to where
necessarily
they
a
came
big
from.
fan of the sea. I've had some bad experiences when I've been
It's
on
okay.
boats.
It's okay. The worst that could happen won't happen the first time when we're all three together.
Uh-huh. Like it almost didn't happen again last time.
That wasn't the worst that could happen.
The drowning?
Oh, that's different. That's not the worst that could happen.
This time you just teleport out if you start drowning.
that's true. And take everyone with you. And take a chunk of the local ocean while you're at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do that. Oh.
I guess it's kind of last
Okay.
resort, but you could do it.
Okay, let's see here.
So,
Turn up stuff.
So this is like taking place on a ship or an island or what?
It's taking place at sea. The location is going to be kept secret even from us. They're going to take us there.
The location was on the dossier.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to point it out.
So where do we go?
This way. I would have asked, with us providing support, if we're going to be doing that by sea or by land.
Sea.
Yes, I know, but not by sea or by land. By sea or by air.
Okay.
How am I
that's
going to get there, basically?
That's up to you. What? That is up to you.
How long will it take to get there, and will we be able to... I don't know where it is, Magus.
Oh, right. Where are you? You're right there.
We're
We'll
freaking
say about
Danby's
6 hours to
outpost.
get there.
Are we going to be able to make it there in time?
6 hours to get there. Yes.
Are we? That 6 hours to get there is not an answer of whether or not we're going to be able to get there. But
The meeting is tomorrow.
okay. So I was given coordinates and told that we would understand when we got there. I will go down to the thingy,
Darn that thingy.
not the deck, the bridge, and let them know. And
On the bridge.
I'm not on the bridge. I would have teleported onto the bridge.
Okay.
Wait, I would have walked down from the bridge and walked in on the conversation. So, this is a helmsman. These are the coordinates. Please go to these coordinates.
Okay. 6 hours pass. You actually have a chance to plan what you want to do to defend this.
I literally know nothing about what we're doing, so
Well,
What's going to happen is there's these two sailing vessels, both unassuming, both galleon class. They're going to be meeting together several nautical miles out from the shores of Iraq proper, the city Iraq, not the state Iraq, on the inner sea. The two vessels will hoist up next to each other. They will meet. They will sign the accords. The most powerful force ever seen on this planet will be made, and then we will leave peaceably. They are being very... the type of security they have so far is the no one's going to notice us security. Both of these galleons are not heavily armed. They are not military grade. They are merchant galleons, okay? They actually do have cargo on them. That was actually loaded. The actual diplomats on both sides have actually done loading as if they were simple merchantmen. The odds of someone discovering that this was actually a clandestine meeting are virtually non-existent.
you guys are really idiots for trusting this.
So the two forces that are joining are whom?
That's a good question, Zerial. Why don't you tell them?
It's a diplomat from Al Jalima and one from one of the other sea bordering states.
there's a couple of those. Which
I
one?
was not made privy to the other state that would be joining it,
Would you like
nor
to
to
roll
the names of the...
deception?
They haven't been questioning me thus far, so I didn't figure it was necessary.
Well, this would be the moment you have to roll deception to deceive your party members.
I don't think you should get to determine that. I think they should have to determine that.
That's a good question. Guys, would you like to roll deception against her?
Sure.
That's what his answer
I
is.
fail.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So my deception plus 19 would make that a 42.
Huh.
I don't know if Guido is even capable of...
I was just doing some math in my head. I don't think he is. Even on a 20. A 20 and a 6, I don't think he's still capable. Still don't think he's capable of doing that.
I was not made privy to their names.
All right.
This is why people think you're evil, sis. Why your
I know.
character is evil.
I'm doing a good thing right now.
So here's the information you have if you'd like to plan your
Sorry,
defense.
apparently it's the zombie apocalypse. They're not
Guido.
stopping talking.
Oh,
Quick,
gotcha.
can you tell us if you can beat a 42?
Nope, he's gone. So, would you guys like to know what the dossier's info was so you could plan your defense, or would you like to charge in heedless and kill everyone?
I would like to.
Zerial, would you like to share the info?
Of course, the portion of the dossier. Of course, the info of the dossier that has been modified in order to fit my lie.
Well, you're telling them from memory, so it's not like that's hard to do. So, 2 galleons, merchant class, completely nondescript, heading out to sea. They are actually, one of them is heading on a course towards Waiju, which is the Darakost inner sea city, for those of you not remembering. And one of them is heading on a course that will take it southernly down towards Qual, which is an Osteth city. their paths happen to coincide at a certain point. But they'll only coincide if one of them is going slower than the other, which, as you might imagine, that is the plan. You do have the exact coordinates of where that's planned to happen. When they get there, they're going to wave down for supplies, namely grog and some black tar stuff, whose name I simply can't think of.
For what purpose?
It's supplies. It's supplies for a naval vessel. I just can't think what it's called.
Pitch.
Pitch. There we go. They're going to try and trade for some pitch, and they're going to group up. And then at that point in time, while they're carrying supplies back and forth, the diplomats will all go to the one vessel, the former vessel, and the one that's heading down towards Weiju. And then they will group, discuss, whatever. The ship will actually then depart shortly thereafter, after the supplies are finished, and so the discussions will continue below decks on the one vessel as it heads out. Shortly, the intention is for that vessel to then be basically intercepted when they're done deliberating, either by a Viocian, a directorate, or, excuse me, by an Al-Jalima, by a Al-Arkas, or some other ship, which will then take the diplomats off and leave the ship to go on its merchant journey, because it is a legitimate merchant trading mission that they're actually on. In fact, their diplomatic accords will be happening basically, like, not in a statesman room or anything. They'll be happening on, like, barrels in the cargo hold. You know what I mean?
Okay, so here is my suggestion. This is several miles out to sea, you said. So I'm going to offer this to you guys as a possible solution, that we will have them, we will inform the, there's a distinct possibility that the meeting has been that the meeting has been compromised, but due to its nature, no one was able to let the diplomats know that it has been compromised. So I will suggest that we meet up with them, transfer them onto our vessel, the airship, and then let the merchant ships go about their business, and we will protect them from the sky.
Okay, and just let the diplomats on board and that's it?
Well, yes, we're just letting them sign their accords, and then, we will arrange to have them met up with off of our ship as opposed to off of this other ship.
Okay.
Should make our jobs a lot easier.
Sure. Do you think you can convince them to do that?
Pretty sure I can.
All right. Where would be the best meeting room?
You've got lots of room.
There is plenty of room up in my private quarters where they would have the privacy that they need.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I didn't finish giving you all the info. Obviously, it lists the names and identities of both diplomats. Zerial, you are aware that one of them is a sentinel.
Yes, I am.
It is not a red... Well, okay, it is a red sentinel, but it's going to be disguised as a black sentinel for the duration.
Yes.
The other one is a banderling. The representative for the directorate of the banderling.
Okay.
And the assassin in question, who apparently has been contracted to this, is a Sclavi woman, who I have a name for, if you care.
Okay, yes. And I'm going to pass that information off to Snarg and Guido. Let them handle the supposed assassin, that they need to take her out, and I will handle transporting the diplomats onto the ship.
Okay. There is a description of her, but it's mentioned that Sclavi have a very easy time disguising themselves because they can change their patterns and
Yes.
their scales and whatnot with just a little bit of temporary magic, so unless you have a thing to immediately detect illusions, which I don't think you do.
I can go ask Millie to craft one. We have 6 hours. And
That's-
she's on the ship.
That's true. So
Millie, will you craft one?
I will make you decide how it works. It has to be limited. And it's only going to work for this mission.
Yeah, I was thinking a one-time use.
It's a bomb that just goes, and all the illusions go away.
have it last for a duration once activated. In that any disguise magic will put off like an aura,
Okay.
like sparkles or I don't know, something visible.
Okay.
And yes, I know that's going to show the Sentinel guy for what he is, but I mean that would have been easily noticeable as soon as he started talking.
Yeah.
So, and do it in like a certain radius.
Okay.
All right.
Are you guys up for that plan?
Believe so. I mean, all we have to do is essentially not let any Sclavi on the ship. So, probably going to have all the stuff that the higher up assassins had already, invisibility, all that kind of stuff. So look out for invisible people.
Any kind of magical disguise. I would assume that would include invisibility.
It would depend on the strength of the invisibility, but yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, there are certain levels of invisibility that would bypass that.
So you planning on just knocking all her teeth out?
Whatever you have to do to keep her from getting to her targets.
Well, being up on the ship actually limits a lot of what I can do.
Well, you will be down. We will all be down on those 2 merchant vessels. You will be in charge of finding the assassin.
It is worth noting you have a choice to make. So you're going to intercept these vessels shortly before they meet up, right?
Yes.
That means you get to pick which ones you're intercepting.
Well, they're all on the same. They're on separate ships, I know. Do we know which one has the Viocian agent?
Yes.
Okay.